When I think about compassion, I think about a very deep sense of understanding what your pain must be like for you. When I listen to your story, I think about what is that like? What does that feel like? And am I able to empathize enough to be able to really be compassionate and have a sense of not feeling it myself, but understanding what that feeling must be like for you? I think compassion represents getting outside of yourself. So often it's me. This is what I feel, this is how I do things, this is what I think. And I think compassion is just the opposite. I think compassion is coming outside of who I am to be able to meet you at your point of pain.
Compassion comes from God, period. And my experience with that is kind of like I'll actually be on the judgmental side of it. It's like, why don't they just get it together? Why do they have to do that? Why don't they do whatever? And then I get hit with it, and typically I see that there's in me the same thing that I don't like that's in them. And then through my brokenness, God gives me compassion that it overwhelms me to express it to another person. But it usually starts backwards. It usually starts with me not being compassionate. So it's my opinion that compassion is absolutely from God. Does that mean that I don't have behavior that means I reach out to people when I don't want to? No, absolutely. I think I'm supposed to do that. But it's not truly what I would call compassion. Compassion is, for me, is a grace from God.
Once you're loved, like once you live undefended and you live loved, and you let that love in, it changes you, right? And so then, how can you love other people differently?
What do you mean by live love? Can you just talk about that and then go back? That just seems like it's something to jump into. How do we live loved?
Well, in an undefended heart, you're able to receive love, and you live that. You lived in it. Whatever life is comes out of that space. And once that, once you taste that, once that happens, in conversations, there's a sense in which there's almost this part of love that's watching for that road to open, for that stone to break open, for that seam to crack, so that there can be a movement towards that with another person. And that's where life is.
What if you don't think you're beautiful, though?
That's why we need each other. That's why in my own mind, an addict will tell you that my mind is a dangerous place to be. I should never go in there alone. And so even the community of the mind has to be wrought in relationship, right? So I wake up today feeling a bit of a shame attack. And what I have to do is I can either try to manage that shame, and in the way that I do it, my management always compounds the shame. What I have to do is take that shame and place it between me and another person in a vulnerable state, so that person can remind me who I am, because I can't be reminded of it. I can't find the door out of shame. Shame has no door, right? It's just four walls and voices over and over and over that tell us the same thing. You're not loved. You're not good enough. You've screwed this up. And you can't manage that voice. In the end, it has to be surrendered in relationship, so that a brother and a sister can say, that may be real. It's not true. This is who you are. And that's the lived love.